In a small, cluttered apartment in a bustling tech hub, Alex was the king of procrastination. Amid a jungle of old pizza boxes and discarded energy drink cans, they sat hunched over a gaming console that looked like it had survived a zombie apocalypse. The faint glow of the screen illuminated their face, highlighting a pair of oversized headphones that seemed to swallow their head whole. Alex was on the brink of yet another marathon gaming session when a notification popped up, an invitation to beta test a new virtual reality horror game called Nightmare Realms. "Just what I need," they muttered to their cat, Whiskers, who was busy pawing at a rogue mouse toy. "A chance to get scared out of my mind in 3D. But the thrill of possibly being the first to conquer a new game stirred something inside. Alex shrugged, glancing at the disheveled pile of laundry that resembled a small mountain. Why not? At least it'll be more productive than binge-watching another season of that reality show about people who think they can sing. With a flourish, Alex donned the VR headset, adjusting it over their unruly hair. The world around them faded into darkness, replaced by a vibrant landscape that looked like a twisted amusement park. The ground was a pulsating shade of neon purple, and the sky swirled with clouds that flashed like an over-caffeinated disco ball. For a moment, Alex chuckled at the absurdity of it all. But the laughter faded as they pressed forward into the game. They were greeted by a creature that looked like a cross between a cartoonish zombie and a flailing octopus, complete with oversized googly eyes. "Welcome to Nightmare Realms," it squeaked, slipping on its own tentacle and tumbling into a nearby hedge. Alex snorted, both amused and bewildered. "Okay, this is just ridiculous." Yet, as they ventured deeper into the game, the humor began to twist. The cheerful music shifted to a haunting melody, and the world around Alex morphed into something more sinister. A dilapidated carnival stretched out before them, its once bright colors muted and grotesque. Great, Alex thought. Clowns and horror? What could possibly go wrong? The first real challenge presented itself in the form of a clown whose face was painted with manic glee, but whose eyes held a hollow darkness. "Are you scared yet?" it cackled, juggling bloody knives with unsettling skill. "If you can make it past me, you'll win a prize." "Yeah, a prize that'll probably haunt my dreams," Alex replied, their heart racing. But as they faced the clown, something unexpected happened. The creature's antics were so over the top that Alex couldn't help but laugh. They dodged a knife with a dramatic leap, only to trip over their own feet and land face first in a puddle of virtual slime. "I see we're going for realism," they quipped, shaking off the slime as the clown howled with laughter. Just when Alex thought they had the upper hand, the game shifted once more. The laughter faded into an eerie silence, and the carnival transformed into a nightmarish reflection of their real life. They found themselves in a hall of mirrors, each reflection taunting them with distorted versions of their insecurities. "Welcome to your fears," the clown's voice echoed, now eerily calm. "What will you do when faced with the truth?" Alex gulped, their confidence wavering. The mirrors revealed exaggerated versions of their life, failed job interviews, a series of awkward dates that had gone spectacularly wrong, and a terrifying vision of themselves at 50, still living in their parents' basement. "Okay, this is a bit too on the nose," they murmured, trying to find the humor in the absurdity. With each encounter, Alex felt themselves unraveling. The once comical creatures morphed into nightmarish forms, feeding off their growing anxiety. A giant version of their high school principal appeared, waving a report card filled with Fs. "What happened to the straight-A student?" it boomed, its voice dripping with disappointment. "I was on a break," Alex shouted back, the defiance sounding hollow even to themselves. The game didn't let up. Each level revealed new fears: fear of failure, fear of loneliness, fear of never achieving anything meaningful. The absurdity of it all began to gnaw at them, and with each passing moment, they felt themselves slipping further into a state of panic. Alex pressed on, battling through each twisted challenge, but as the encounters grew darker, so did their thoughts. They felt lost in a labyrinth of terror, unsure if they would ever escape. It's just a game, they reminded themselves, but the line between reality and the virtual nightmare blurred. Then came the pivotal moment, the confrontation with their greatest fear, the embodiment of every self-doubt they had ever faced. The scene shifted to a dark void, and from the shadows emerged a monstrous version of Alex, a grotesque caricature that sneered and mocked every decision they had ever made. "You think you can escape? Look at you. Pathetic," it jeered, its voice a chilling echo of their own self-criticism. In that moment of despair, something inside Alex shifted. They realized that this was not just a game, it was a reflection of their inner struggles, a warped mirror showing them the path they had avoided. "No," they declared, voice steady despite the fear. "I am not defined by my mistakes." The game hesitated, the monstrous figure recoiling slightly as if taken aback. Seizing the moment, Alex launched into a passionate monologue, addressing each fear with humor and defiance. "So what if I didn't get that promotion? I'm still a pretty awesome gamer. And that date? Well, at least I have some funny stories." With every word, the monstrous reflection began to flicker, its form destabilizing. Alex's humor infused the void with light, breaking the chains of fear that bound them. The shadowy figure shrank back, dissolving into a swirl of pixels. "I choose to embrace my flaws," they shouted, feeling a rush of triumph. As the final remnants of fear dissipated, Alex stood victorious in the center of the now shimmering void. The landscape transformed around them, the twisted carnival morphing back into a vibrant, surreal playground. Just as they thought they had conquered the game, a sinister laugh echoed from the darkness. "Congratulations. You think you've won? This is just the beginning." Just as they thought they had conquered the game, a sinister laugh echoed from the darkness. "Congratulations. You think you've won? This is just the beginning." The voice was disembodied, reverberating around Alex as the vibrant colors of the carnival flickered. The landscape shifted, blurring and warping until it resolved into a new, even more unsettling environment. Alex found themselves in a shadowy labyrinth lined with flickering lights and ominous silhouettes. Panic set in, but they took a deep breath, steadying themselves. "Okay, Alex. You've faced your fears. You can handle this." The walls of the labyrinth pulsed, and whispers filled the air. Alex pressed forward, determination fueling their steps. As they navigated the twisting corridors, each turn revealed scenes that tapped into their anxieties, a group of friends laughing at an inside joke while Alex stood awkwardly to the side, feeling invisible, a crowded room where they tried to speak but words failed them, drowning in silence, the endless scroll of social media feeds filled with highlights from everyone else's lives. "This is just a trick," they reminded themselves, their resolve strengthening. "None of this is real. You're here to prove that you can rise above it." Suddenly, the whispers coalesced into a figure, a ghostly version of their childhood self, complete with a lopsided grin and oversized glasses that seemed to magnify its wide, anxious eyes. "You think you're brave now? Look at all those times you failed. You'll always be that scared little kid. What do you know?" Alex snapped, irritation bubbling to the surface. You're just a reflection of my insecurities. I'm not you anymore." With that proclamation, the ghostly figure faltered, its form wavering like a flame in the wind. Alex pressed forward, recalling the absurdity of the earlier challenges. "You were scared of the dark, scared of rejection, scared of life. But guess what? I'm still here, and I've got more to offer than just fear." The walls around them shook, the whispers rising in pitch as if the labyrinth itself was reacting. The childhood self began to fade, its laughter morphing into a cry of protest. "You can't escape me," it shrieked, but Alex felt the chains of the past loosening with every word of defiance. "You're right," Alex admitted, "I can't escape you. But I can choose to accept you as part of my story." The labyrinth brightened, and with a final burst of energy, the ghost dissolved into sparkling pixels, filling the air with shimmering light, the path ahead illuminated, leading Alex into a wide-open space. It resembled a grand stage, the backdrop a swirling storm of colors. They stood at the center, suddenly aware of an audience, faceless figures in the shadows, waiting with eager anticipation. "Welcome to the show," a voice boomed, this time resonating with both challenge and amusement. From the darkness emerged the game's creator, an enigmatic figure cloaked in a patchwork of shadows and light. "You've navigated the labyrinth, faced your fears, and now you must perform. Will you entertain us, or will you crumble under pressure?" "Seriously?" Alex rolled their eyes. "You want me to perform? I've been fighting my demons. You think I'm just going to jump through hoops for you?" The creator chuckled, a sound that echoed with both menace and mirth. "That's precisely the point. Life is a performance, Alex. Every choice, every moment, is a chance to entertain, or be entertained. Now, show us what you've got." As the stage lights brightened, Alex felt an odd mix of excitement and dread. They had always been the quiet one, the observer rather than the performer, but something within them sparked. "Fine," they declared, standing tall. "Let's do this." The stage transformed into a mix of wild props and fantastical creatures, each representing the quirks of Alex's life. A giant rubber chicken squawked from stage left, a disco ball swayed overhead, and even whiskers appeared in the front row, purring contentedly. "Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, my life," Alex exclaimed, adopting a theatrical flair that surprised even themselves. They danced around the stage, weaving in and out of absurd scenarios, awkward conversations, disastrous first dates, and hilarious moments of failure, all while narrating each incident with exaggerated expressions and comedic timing. The audience remained silent at first, but as Alex dove into the absurdity of it all, laughter began to bubble up from the shadows. They recounted the time they accidentally texted their boss a meme instead of a work report, and the horror that followed when their boss replied with a question mark and a link to a parenting article. The laughter echoed louder, and with each punchline, Alex felt lighter, more confident. "Life is ridiculous," they proclaimed, spinning around. "And if we can't laugh at ourselves, what's the point?" The audience erupted into applause, shadows shifting as they leaned forward, captivated by Alex's performance. With each moment, Alex realized that the fears that once held them captive were now mere props in their act. The game creator watched with an amused smile, nodding in approval. "See? You have the power to redefine your story." The stage shifted once more, now resembling the earlier carnival but infused with vibrant colors and laughter instead of dread. Alex felt a rush of triumph as they took a bow, the applause still ringing in their ears. "Now, for your final challenge," the creator announced, and the atmosphere shifted again, turning dark and heavy. The applause faded, replaced by an ominous silence. "Face the ultimate fear, yourself." From the depths of the shadows emerged a mirror, tall and imposing. Alex stepped toward it, their heart racing. Reflected back was not just their physical form but the myriad versions of themselves, the scared child, the anxious teen, the uncertain adult. "What will you choose to see?" the creator asked, their voice echoing eerily. Alex took a deep breath, stepping closer. They peered into the mirror, willing themselves to see the truth. "I see someone who is still learning, who isn't defined by past mistakes. I see potential, creativity, and yes, flaws too. But I'm okay with that." With that admission, the mirror shattered into a million shards, each reflecting a different version of Alex, each fragment filled with possibility. The remnants of fear and doubt crumbled away, replaced by a shimmering light that enveloped them. The creator smiled broadly. "Congratulations, Alex. You have completed the game." Suddenly, Alex was lifted from the stage, the world around them dissolving into a whirl of colors and lights. They felt a weight lift from their shoulders, a sensation of liberation washing over them. When they opened their eyes, they were back in their apartment, the VR headset still on but the world around them clear and bright. Whiskers lay sprawled nearby, unimpressed by the adventure. Alex pulled off the headset, heart racing, a wide grin spreading across their face. "Did I just conquer my fears in a virtual carnival?" they laughed, shaking their head in disbelief. The absurdity of it all washed over them, and for the first time in a long while, they felt free. Picking up their phone, Alex texted their best friend, "Just faced my fears in VR and survived. Let's plan a real-life adventure soon, preferably one without clowns." As the phone buzzed with an enthusiastic reply, Alex looked around their apartment, now feeling less like a chaotic pit and more like a creative space. They were ready to embrace life, imperfections and all, determined to laugh through the challenges ahead, and with that, they grabbed Whiskers, plopped down on the couch, and decided that maybe, just maybe, they could tackle the next big adventure. Life was a game, after all, and they were ready to play.